हाय गाइस, रात के 11 बज रहे हैं कुछ एंड जस्ट स्टार्टेड कंप्लीटिंग माय पीपीटीज ऑन हाउ टू रिटायर अर्ली एंड टुमारो मेरा टॉक है. तो मेरा आइडिया ये है कि आप लोगों के साथ मैं टॉक शेयर करूं एंड आई एक्सप्लेन यू एवरीथिंग इन डिटेल दैट इज पॉसिबल सो दैट you make the most out of this talk. See, I retired at the age of 25 when most people start their careers. And जब भी लोग मेरे पास आते हैं asking this question like how did you do it, they come with the assumption of the answer is luck. Yes, God's grace, timing, luck, all of that is important, but there's a strategy that is underlying on how do you retire early. I started my business at the age of 20 and I got retired by 25. That means if I today stop earning, my investments would pay off for my lifestyle, for my life. And by the way, I've already got one flat for my team, which is a 3 BHK. I have a villa for my family. I have 2 cars. And all the lifestyle that I'll have from here can just be paid with my investments. So in this video, you'll exactly understand how you can do the same for yourself.
I have a topic today, which is how did I pseudo retire at the age of 25 and how you can too. You must be wondering what is this new word? It's called pseudo retired. Well, 9 months, 10 months back, I took a decision, which is I have made the money, I've got the impact, I've got the fame, I've got mostly whatever I want by the age of 25. And then I decided this one thing, which is like, what's next? Like, what now? Continue to make more money, get more fame, get more impact, just keep on doing the same thing, or can you do something else in life? And that's when I thought, from today, I'll not work. So I switched off everything. I switched off the whole business, which was doing 2.5, 3 crores a month. I switched off everything. I was like, I'll chill from now because I want to live that dream life that everyone thought of before starting a business. How many of you have thought that dream life of, quitting everything and then traveling in the Himalayas by a raise of hands? I went there and I was like, let me do that. So I took a break and I went 2 months into the Himalayas, to the beaches, to every place that you would think of, quote unquote, retiring. And then I got this feeling of, shit, this is bad. And in 2 months of time, I'm feeling deprived, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling what's the purpose, I'm feeling is this life, and all sorts of thoughts are coming to me. And then I landed on this particular point, which is the reason you started your business or whatever you wanted to do as your side hustle to eventually reach to that retirement stage, but you will never, ever be fully satisfied over there is because the purpose of a human is to contribute more and more to the society. And that's why I invented this term called pseudo retired, in which you work only on things that you love to do and you're not doing it for the money, you're not doing it for the boss, you're not doing it for the customers, you're not doing it for anything, but you're doing it for your love, for your fulfillment. So today I have some things to cover for you, and the topic that we have is how do you retire as well, and technically pseudo retire. So we'll cover why to retire, how to retire, when to retire, who can help you to retire, and what's the short way, and what am I working on right now. So who am I? My name is Himanshu Agrawal. I run a company called Origin 8s. You must be knowing me for the company called ICE, which is Internet Coaching Empire. I have stepped down as the CEO of that company, and Somesh Kalal is the new CEO of that company. I run something called as Origin 8s, which is basically a cross-border acquisition companies. We basically take small stake into companies that are really small scale. We take equity, we take profit percentage, we take royalty into those companies, and we scale them super fast. Downline, I'll share more and more results that it has generated in the past 9 months. So for past 9 months, I'm working on that. I'm also known as the mad scientist, and I started ICE, I think 4 years back. 4 years back, I was doing a job in a quote unquote BPO called Teleperformance. I quit that. I went to Amazon. I went to Flipkart. I went to multiple companies. And after doing all of that, I was like, let me start my business. I started it. The first month we did around 32,000, but that was the best money I made because my monthly salary was 6,000 a month. So I was making rupees 6,000 a month as a 19-year-old. And I was really happy because I made 32,000 very next month. So I was next 6 months salary done. I'm good to go from here. From there, we reached these until the point in 4 years, we are doing around 4 lakh a day ad spend continuously, including Facebook and YouTube ads. Our revenue was plunging around 2.5, 3 crores a month. We founded 8 different companies throughout the path. And I created a mastermind called ICE 2.0, which was charged 40 lakhs plus GST and which had 70 members in just a period of 9 months from starting point till the end. And now 2.0 is closed. And the simple reason is because I want to again get pseudo retired. Coming back to the journey, which was a very, I would say, a roller coaster journey. And I loved it. Especially when I retired, I got this feeling of that it was so important to enjoy that journey because when I arrived over there, I can't feel that same happiness that I used to feel when I used to get that small checks or that small wins or my team increases or we get a new office. And that's why I started embracing the journey. And that's why now my journey has been turned into only enjoying the journey and not caring about any results. Yes, we have a goal. Yes, we have a dream. Yes, we have a vision. But that's not most important part right now, in my life at least, and the core team members of mine. The core purpose of ours has become to truly enjoy the journey and just see whatever comes to us and just tackle that down. So why ad stopped? I went out of my room, and by the time I was coming to first floor to sit over here, around 3 people asked me this simple question, which is, Himanshu, why are ads stopped? Because I think they were profitable. I'm like, yes, they were profitable. Then why are they stopped? And the simple reason we stopped our ads is because I told it earlier that now we are on a stage where we are enjoying the journey and we are not in the pressure of numbers. We are not in the pressure of competitions. We are not in the pressure of getting more customers, LTV, investors, team, acquisition, whatever you call it. We are not in that journey anymore. We are now in the true journey of helping small people that were like us, making them understand what happens when we reach over there, taking a stake in them, and then scaling them really fast. Current venture is O8 plus life. Most people have their venture in which they call a company or a side hustle or whatever they have. My venture is life. I'm trying to live life as much as possible and understand life as much as possible. And the company that we run is called Origin 8, which is Origin and 8 symbol that you see. As I told, it's a acquisition company that we work on. And now the best part about this is that I'm enjoying this journey. And the thrill is back and the fun is back. And now it's not feeling like what is the end goal and what is the purpose of life. And similarly, whatever company you have in your case, whatever side hustle you are doing, what I want to make sure is that you get this message, which is the journey that you are in right now is something that you're going to miss when you achieve over there. I know it sounds fancy that, my company will do in crores, I'll have a big team, I'll have offices. But one thing you need to understand is after reaching over there, it's empty. What is fun is what you're doing right now. The progress that you feel, the accomplishment that you feel every single day, that is something that is going to change everything for you. How many feel so by a raise of hands? Perfect. Awesome. So will the ads ever come again? Yes, they would come again, but not for workshops and webinars anymore, but for something else. Now, if you think that I want to build a business of freedom, how many want to build a business of freedom? You have money freedom, location freedom, time freedom. I would say freedom is a stupid idea. And the reason I'm saying so is because to build a really, really, really big company that can give you an exit for retirement, you need to be really obsessive. If you're obsessive with your time, your artwork, on your product, on your marketing, on your sales, on your operations and everything, you would never have time. And if you don't have time on your hands because you're building something out, you will never get freedom eventually. I feel freedom is a stupid idea. Instead, what you need to focus on is the pseudo retirement part, which is I'll work obsessively hard for 3-4 years, but once I'm done, I'm done. Because now I'm only working on things that I actually love, that I really want to do for the next 20 years of my life. And I would not care what other society is doing or what is the trend or what is working out or someone else is doing something. So whenever you see that your trajectory is being going towards more and more numbers, more and more accountability, more and more pressure, you need to change the direction to come back to the journey part. And that journey will unleash the new power in you, which will help you create a pseudo-retired life than just chasing freedom. Now, why retirement? Well, the reason retirement should be a goal is because if you have a company right now, you have only 4 options for yourself. The number 1 option you have is to go for IPO. I am not interested in that. So I simply remove that idea. If you are, really good. The second option you have is to get an exit. That means you can sell your company to someone else and get an exit for yourself so that your company does not get an abrupt close. The third way that you have for yourself is to call as retire, which is the company is functional, the company is working without you, your team members and employees are taking care of it, but you have got out. And that is the retirement phase in which you get your money continuously and you're able to scale your business as well or grow your business at a steady speed. The last one, fourth one, which most of the people get into is called as abrupt close. That means you reach a point where your business is big, but you don't have the energy and the bandwidth to work anymore. And that's why what you do is simply abruptly close the business, which is a very wrong idea. Instead, you should plan your exit way before and see, do I want to retire? Do I want to take an exit or do I want to go for an IPO? And that clarity will help you map down all the points that you will take care of today in order to reach over there. Does that make sense to everyone by a raise of hands? Perfect. By when? If you think that a number would retire you fast, I would not say that is the correct answer. It's because if you think, oh, I'll retire at 5 crores. Oh, I'll retire at 10 crores. That would never happen because I was having the same issue. So I thought, after I get 10 lakhs a month, I think I'll retire. After I get 50 lakhs a month, I think I'll retire. After I get 2 CR a month, I think I'll retire. But that never happens because the number keeps on increasing. Rather, what you need to set for yourself is a date. Because guys, money can come again, but time cannot. And that thing you need to understand, because I'm 25, I understood young enough, so I'm grateful for that. But you need to also understand that time will never come back. You need to set a date for yourself, which is, you know what, if this X date comes, I need to achieve this X number and then I'm done, because now I can work on only things that I love to do. Not for the money, not for the impact, not for the location, not for living over here or having this team or buying that bungalow, whatever your case is. But you will only work on things that truly matter for you and that actually makes you fulfill. Now, how to retire at the earliest? And obviously you need a business for it. If you're thinking that I have a job and I can retire with that, yes, if you have a very basic lifestyle, you can, but I would not recommend that. I think you should have a business and then retire after that. So there are 4 pillars at basics. If you think my revenue is good, my profits is good, I can retire because of that, I don't think so. Retirement does not equals more revenue. If you think I'm just getting more money and that will retire me forever, it is not the case, guys, because more money means more responsibility. More responsibility means more attachment towards time, towards product, towards operations, towards team and everything else. That's why you need to make sure for yourself that just more money is not going to retire you ever. What are these simple 4 pillars? Marketing, sales, operation, and finance. This is very basic. There's much more deep layers into this, but I'm just giving a basic overview of this. Like, you need to kill each part of this to make this business big enough that makes you profit, and then have a team, which is operational efficiency, that can basically take care of everything else, and you are out of the business. From marketing to getting sales, to building content, to delivering my customers, to having support queries, everything is taken care of my team. I literally have my phone switched off for 24 hours and I'll not get a single call. It's because you build a company structure like that you can totally get out and still it works without you. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah? Awesome. You can nod your heads like this because I can't see a lot. Yeah, perfect. The first thing is marketing. Now, we were the first ones to integrate AI into coaching and build something called as AI funnels. How many seen those ads, AI funnels, by raise of hands? Perfect. A lot of people. Awesome. So we're the first one to integrate AI into coaching business. And then I saw everyone on the internet just blatantly pasting AI on the landing page and thinking some wonderful things would happen. No. The simple formula that you use instead of just copy pasting blatantly that is that you have this simple formula in your marketing, which is called as hot button plus trend equals to narrative. I'll repeat that again. Hot button plus trend equals to narrative. You need to speak to your customer in their hot button language. Combine that with a trend that is going on and that can really help them, that particular trend, which will build a new narrative inside the audience and they would have automatic demand for your product. See, when you're trying to sell something, there are some products which have need in the market. Right? You have your wheat, you have rice, you have sugar, you have all these things. These are basic needs. Everyone wants that. But when you're selling something that people naturally need to demand for and then you will give them, then in that case, you need this narrative building scenario in which you take a hot button. In my case, the hot button was funnels. Everyone is talking about funnels, but nobody actually knows how to make them. I combined that with a trend, which is AI. And now I have a new narrative, which is AI funnels. And now everyone speaks like, how can I build a funnel with AI? And new softwares popping up, new companies popping up, new systems popping up in how AI can help you build a funnel. Similarly, you need to see, you can do that. Similarly, what you can do is you can see your company, take your product or service, find a hot button in your market that is going to actually solve that problem, multiply that with a trend, and you have a new narrative for yourself. I'll give you another example. Let's say I'm in the business of real estate. Now, if I'm talking to real estate brokers, one of the biggest problems of real estate brokers is prospecting or follow-up. If I can build a new trend instead of AI, which is AI agents, and I simply said prospecting AI agent. Now that is something that is going to build a new narrative, because every real estate broker is now looking for that new thing, which is prospecting AI agent that can do prospecting for me. And now I need to sit at home and just see that AI agent work. This will change the key narrative and the whole traffic would start diverting at you and you can scale really fast. The second one I will come to is sales. I see a lot of people simply add products or services into their business. Not a good idea. In my whole career, I've made 2 products, ICE X and ICE 2.0. One is 1.5 lakhs, one is 40 lakhs. That's it. Everything else is an addition of sales process that we do to get more people to that first product and the second product, nothing else. If you think that just adding a new product or service would scale your business or give you more money, yes, it will, but in the short term. In the long term, you will have too much operations going on, too much chaos going on that you can never pseudo retire technically. And remember, the whole idea is to figure out in these 4 stages: IPO, exit, retire, abrupt close, hopefully not the fourth, which one are you choosing? And once you choose that, you build out everything in accordance to that. Imagine a company going IPO, which let's say a service business, but they offer 47 services. Have you heard a company going IPO with 47 services? Very hard, right? Very hard. That's why what you need for yourself is to plan out the whole scenario before it even comes to yourself. Operations. If you don't have a COO, you are the CEO. That means if you don't have someone who can handle your admin, who can handle your operations, who can handle anything else, you are the one who's going to handle that out. To build that pseudo-retired life, the number one person that you need is someone who can replace you in your business. Because if that is not happening, this would lead to total burnout. I have seen people who have made crores, like printed money, and at a very young age. But one thing that all of them had is now they are working without the will of it. And they still need to go to office, they still need to attend those Google Meets, they still need to talk to their team, they still need to have their investors, everything else, but they don't love it anymore. And that's what the burden of life they have built for yourself. They have all the money in the world, although all the things that they want in love, materialistically, but they don't have actual fulfillment is because they built something so huge that the team cannot handle it. And when the team cannot handle it, they need to be in the game to make it survive, or it would be a abrupt close. And the last one we have is finance. A simple equation that we use for profit is income minus expense equals profit. Yes, everyone, where is the hands? Yeah. I would like to change that equation for you. The equation from now would be income minus profit equals to expense. When we have an equation in our head, which is income minus expense equal to profit, whatever is left at the end, we'll just take it and be like, this is my money. But that's not actually the good idea. Because when you take only that money home, you'll not build enough corpus for yourself that can actually retire you. Instead, the formula that we use is income minus profit equals to expense. Let's say your income was 10 lakhs. You want a profit of 4 lakhs a month. You take out 4 lakhs and then you see that you're left with 6. The whole idea is to run the business next month with that 6, which will install 2 things. Number 1, increase your standards of performance. And number 2, forced creativity. That means in short period of time, with short money, you need to figure out next month to increase your revenue with that much money left. So you made profits, and with that you increased your standards every single month. This is the formula I've used for past 3 years continuously. I take the profit out, whatever is left, I need to run the company with that no matter what happens. Due to which I built my cash reserves, I built a good stock portfolio or real estate portfolio, which can grow over time, and I know I can be retired and chill in my life because I had that running for me. And all that money is derived into my cash reserves, while other things lead to operation of the company and scale the company as well. And then the team that you get, the talent that you get, the people that you train are so high quality because they solve a new problem every single month in which they don't have time and they don't have money, but then to get things done. Does that make sense by raise of hands? Perfect. So the who's going to retire you? Well, the only person who's going to retire you is your team. It's not you, it's your team. If 1 rupee go in your team, and you have this equation of 3 or 4 rupees come out every employee, or 7 rupees comes out every employee, you need to make sure that that equation is maintained for a very long period of time. Because when we scale, we just keep on hiring people, and when it's a bad month, we just keep on firing people. And that way, you would never build a culture of trust. The keyword over here is culture of trust. It's not about how many members you have. It's not about how talented they are. It's not about have they passed out from McKinsey or done an MBA or been in Stanford. It's about the culture that you have made from the first day. And is the culture of trust. That means when people come out or when people leave your company or enter your company, do they have a spark in them? When they leave your company, do they talk to things about your company? Do they talk about how trustworthy we were to each other? And that trust is going to lead them to say to the founder and be like, you can step down, we can take care. Right now, your team is opposite. You should sit and work and I'll take a holiday. You need the opposite of that, which is hey founder, you can step back. We are here to handle this thing and you can focus on next thing because we are here. And that's when culture of trust is inbuilt in the company. It's not a 30-day process. It's not a 60-day process. Anybody teaching you how to make a culture in 90 days is scamming you. So don't put into that. It's a 3, 5, 10-year process that you dive deep into to build a culture of trust for yourself. Coming to the short principles. These are 6 principles that I've taken from my life for you to retire fast, right? You can take a picture for sure. The first one is obsession over the art or product. This simply means that you need to be really obsessive about what the product is, what your market is, how does your client looks like, how does the avatar looks like, what is going in my team member's life, and everything in between. This obsession is what will keep you aside. You and the other person has the same money, same time, same resources, same team members, same talent, same everything. The only reason you'd be apart from them is obsession. Guys, think about this. I am a 20-year-old business coach in 2020. I am competing with guys who are 35 years old with all their life savings, with a connection and a network of a lot of people, and I just come out with 6,000 rupees per month job. The only thing that can keep me alive is obsession. How obsessed I am with the art or the product or the company that I'm building. And this obsession is what keeps you alive. I saw a presentation or YouTube video, I don't remember, of this guy called Russell Brunson. And he said that you need to do 52 webinars in order to get to an automated webinar and do it automatically. It's like, oh, that means 1 webinar a week, 52 weeks, 1 year. Oh shit. I would be able to automate it after 1 year. What I did? 3 live webinars a day. 30 days straight. 90 webinars in a month. I am double the speed of everyone who's going to compete with me. What happens? I can automate a webinar after a month. And that automated webinar would convert at a crazy good rate because I've done that practice again and again of 3 webinars a day. And I was in my job of doing cold calls to sell event tickets like these. And as a caller who used to call and sell an 800 rupees seminar ticket, I used to do 800 dials a day. 800 a day. I have a company called Backend Closers, which is at the scale which was 250 employees who were doing like sales for other people, other tech companies. When I had that big of a sales team, there was not a single person who broke the record. And the only thing I said to all of them was, the next person who beats my record is the CEO of the company. The Backend Closer company or the CEO, if you break that record of 800 dials a day. Because I know it's so hard. It's so hard that you'll get blood from your throat. And I've done that. And I have photos and videos of me getting blood out of my throat because I'm doing calls continuously. And that is the level of obsession it takes. Number 2, only assets, no liabilities. And when you start to make a little bit of money, your friends will say, your car is old. Your clothes are old. Your wardrobe is not updated. Your watch is not good. And these things would come out and you spend reckless money on that. Do not do that. Let them call you frugal and it's completely fine. Why? Because you're only investing money into assets and not liabilities, at least in the starting phase. If you don't do that, by the age of 55, you'll still be working in a thing that you don't love anymore and you'll not be having money to even take an exit out of it. Don't be that person. I've met those 50-year-olds who have been our clients who come to us and be like, Himanshu, I have a manufacturing unit. It makes 200 crores a year and I have, 8% profit in that and just, mind blowing as money. But I don't want to go office tomorrow. And my simple answer is shut it off. But they say, no, I can't because I have a backlog of 150 employees that trust me. Don't be that person. Build it from the first day in a way that you can exit whenever you want and you have set a date for yourself. Number 3, small enough, long enough leads you to be big enough, soon enough. I'll repeat that. Small enough, long enough leads you to be big enough, soon enough. Whatever market share we got, whatever number of clients or the revenue or the profits that we made wasn't just a 3.5, 4-year period. And I was just like you, sitting in a seminar someday and hoping to understand what this guy is saying so that I can put into my business. And in 4 years, that's a record time that we were able to build this big of a monopoly, this big of an empire. You need to understand that when you're trying to create a POC, you need to be very small. And everything should be really small. And it should be for a long period of time. If you can do that for yourself, you'll be very big, very soon enough. And that's the only path. There's no shortcuts. Long term is the only shortcut you have. Any shortcut that you try to take will not work. The only shortcut you have is long term. And you just focus and bet on the long term. If it works out well, if it doesn't, well, we'll try it again. But the only bet you have is for the real long term that you can play. And that is the ultimate shortcut that I can give you. Don't try to double your business in 90 days. Focus on building a sustainable model that can work for the next 25 years without you. You will automatically make a big company because none of your competitors are going to be there for the next 20 years. Does that make sense? Perfect. Recurring is the end of chase. The secret to technically retire and let sales be not the pressure of you because you are the only salesman in your company in most cases is by building something that is recurring. You remember I showed over there 08 plus ICE and 8 more? Well, those 8 more was nothing but multiple recurring businesses that I own. I might be on 50% of that, 40% of that, 80% of that another scenario. But those plus 8 is multiple businesses that I own that generate me recurring revenue every single month. That means we sold a customer once, but they pay us every single month. And that every single month money we get, that's where retirement is created. Because when we get that money every single month, we just need to deliver. We don't need to market. So there's no marketing expense. We don't need to sell because there's no sell. There's only delivery expense that we have, which is on the top notch, so that we can get recurring clients even more. We can ask them to refer us more and just keep on building that recurring revenue for us. And that is where the end of chase happens because you have a recurring model that keeps on paying you, even if you're not marketing or selling. So if there's a 4-day that goes without any sales or a 4-month that goes without any sale, there's no problem in that because we have a recurring model working for us. Work-life balance is a myth. How many believe in work-life balance? Just curious. 3 people. Good for you. I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm just trying to make you understand is when you're trying to get to pseudo-retire stage, you need to have a big corpus for you. When you're trying to build a corpus and all the competitors of yours are also trying to build that same corpus, it's very, very hard to build that corpus because everyone is chasing for the same thing. That's why work-life balance becomes a myth for a small period of time, which was for me 4 years. For 4 simple years, there was no work-life balance. Work was only the thing that was balancing between everything that I had. Even food, living at a place, traveling, or going to family functions. Anything that you call, the only thing that I focus on is work. Work, work, work. Because for 4 years when you do that, you obsessively become so good at it that you can get that corpus from the market, which can technically retire you if invested at the correct place. And the last one, macro results and micro progress, which is, are you achieving the goal in the long term? That should be the only focus. If you had a bad month, I know how it feels like. When your bank account was in lakhs but gets to thousands, or was in crore and get to lakhs because you're trying to experiment something. I know how it happens and how it feels. But you need to understand for yourself, if you can see the goal that you set in the first day, which is IPO, exit, retire, whatever it was, and you can see for yourself that, you know what, I'm one step closer. I'm one step closer. I'm one step closer. You'll finally reach over there, and that one bad month, bad week, or even a bad year is not going to dictate anything. I want to give you some numbers. The first year when I started IC, you know how much revenue I did in the whole year? I never started my ads. For the first year, I did 8 lakhs in revenue. And you know what was the profit for the whole year? 35,000 rupees, which was technically less than the salary that I was earning. For a whole year, that was my profit, 35,000 rupees, as per the balance sheet. Next year, I was like, shit, if this goes on, I'm done. Because second year is going to be hard. Well, it was not that hard. Scaled a little bit. The next year, we did around 35 lakhs. You know what was my profit? 3 lakh rupees for the whole year. I'm surviving on that, but I'm not stopping. You know what was the third year? 22 crores. 40% profits. Because I did not quit, and I can see that micro progress. I can see that macro result. In the long term, I can see the result of, you know what? I'm reaching over there. Because if I grow with the same percentage, I'll reach over there. But just that's hard right now, I feel like it. By the 4th year, we were multiple double-digit crores and profits. Lawyer has said no for it, so I can't say the exact numbers, but we were way, way, way big. And then I was able to finally get that corpus so that I could pseudo-retire myself. Now, the difference between an entrepreneur who has planned it and an entrepreneur who has not planned it is 4 simple points. Number 1, forward thinking. One is looking for things above life when others still in it. If you are still running for that money and you know that yaar ye event khatam ho, I need to go tomorrow again to my office. And you're checking your phone again, is my team member messaging me while you're in an event? You're in the game yet. You have not exited the game. Your whole plan should be to exit this game and see other areas of life that you haven't discovered yet. Long-term play. if you feel that you're very high risk appetite and you can take a lot of risk, but something stops you, it's this. You have not planned the retirement, and that's why it stops you. Because you know, the moment I take this risk, what if the story that you told yourself, what if that happens? And that story is something that does not lead you to retire, because you can't take that bet. You can't take that huge bet. I was putting everything I earned back into the thing with full risk because of only one thing. The goal is this. If I don't reach out there, I'm fine, but the ultimate goal is this only. 1 point less than that, I'm not accepting. This is the goal and this is what I want. That standard, that crucial standard, helps you to play the long-term play and not just focus on short-term wins and quick checks and quick money that you can make here and there. Number 3, you play for fun. In today, if someone comes to me and be like, Himanshu, here's a crore, consult me, but I'll take 6 hours a day. I'm like, no, thank you. And the reason I can say no, thank you is because I've got enough that satisfies me for the long term. But you would take that once here because you know that's important for the next month's rent, or else where the salary would come from. And now your 6 hours are again gone. And that similar things happen again and again and again and again and again. And after 15 years, you see yourself, oh shit, I have made my own chains and I cannot break it right now. And that's where the whole depression and the anxiety and the whole world falls apart, because you build your own chains and you can't break it anymore. And the last one is person of wants and the person of need. One pursues what he wants and then one pursues what he needs. He needs the next month rent. He needs to pay the salaries. He needs to pay the house EMI. He needs to pay the car EMI. The other one now can play for fun because he's pseudo retired. He has got the corpus. So the only thing you would focus on is, you know what? I don't want to do it. Leave it. I was in Dubai. I got an investor. He's like, Himanshu, the economics of the business are wonderful. If you merge these two companies, it can go to crazy scale. It can go to 6x of what is right now. I want to invest. I want to invest 45 crores in your company at the stake of 25%. How do you think that's good money? Right? 45 crores at 25%. Perfect money, right? I was like, good idea. So I'm like, cool. Let's plan out the term sheet and everything. You're planning out the term sheet and everything. And you know what? 3 days before signing it, I was reading term sheet and I was like, should I do it? Should I not? Should I do it? And then I was like, what is the end goal? Pseudo retirement. And then all the term sheet terms that said that would include my time or this or that or accountability or these numbers to be met and blah, blah, just cross them out of the term sheet. And I went to the person's house who was on like 6 floors above me. I went to his house and I'm like, here's the final term sheet. He's like, I'll not accept this because this is not, as per the exact things that I want to do from you. I'm like, see, I've got the money. It's not about the money. It's about you and me can partner up to build something big, because you have international access of some things that I don't have. And that thing can build really something big. And they're like, no, but I can't do it because the term sheet, you have tossed all these things, 6-7 pointers. And I said no to 45 crores. And the reason I can have that courage and balls to say no to that kind of money is because of only one thing. I have the corpus. I don't want it. I can't sell my time anymore. How many think that makes sense? Thank you so much. So ending notes, most cannot retire at the age of 50 and keep riding for the same loop forever. If you can pan out today, I can guarantee you technically 5 to 6 years of obsessive behavior, and you can have that moment of I don't need to work for needs anymore, right? And when you reach that point, that's when you start building a personality. Because today, for most of us as entrepreneurs, our work is a personality. Like there's nothing except work. If Himanshu is there and you minus ice from it, it comes to a zero equation. You don't want that. You want that Himanshu minus ice equals to Himanshu, which is the personality that you have built for yourself, the other things that you have in life except the work that you do. And if you're thinking it's overwhelming, tough lag raha hai. I don't think it's too easy. Well, it's not supposed to be, because if it was, everyone would have been reaching over there. And thank you so much for this. This was Himanshu Agrawal. You can tag me on Instagram with #ILYH, which is I love you Himanshu, for giving me this knowledge. I hope this was valuable. and I hope to see you somewhere. Thank you so much.
I'm literally giving away everything for free. My mastermind, my courses, my talks, everything for absolutely free. And the only thing I ask in return from you is nothing but you subscribe to the channel and share this video with people who you think might get help from this. And below, comment down and let me know what do you want me to post videos on, what do you have problems in your business about, and what solutions you want about your business. Just comment down below and I will be seeing them personally. Click on the subscribe button and share this one. See you in the next one.